right, let's get this party started. So, after your gross bug encounter in the middle of the night, y'all decided, nah, we're good. No thanks, Oscarton. We're not enticed by your play, and your dirty, filthy city, town, whatever, is too gross for us. And I think you went back to sleep. And so it's the next morning, and you wake up, and I guess you're going to pack up and head out to your next destination, which is Glossyvale. And I said that is about 3-ish days away from Oscarton.
Do we got a condition check?
We'll be doing your condition check, yeah.
Okay. We should have just enough food to get there, because we have like 24 rations as a party. And we we do one ration a day, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 12 there. So let's...
And your water as well?
We had a ton of barrels, we had a couple barrels, so I thought we were good. I didn't write that one down.
You're the quartermaster.
Well, I didn't write the water down.
Oh, but you're the quartermaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, she visually looks off into the distance. Yeah.
I just assumed it would rain or something.
Well, speaking of rain, it is a misty morning when you guys wake up. It is still very, very humid, but the morning air is cool enough that a fog is rolling in across the land. Maybe fog, maybe the decaying rot of Oscarton reaching out, mixing into the mist. So yeah, so you will be doing your condition checks.
I got a 4. It's the best I can do, generally.
I got a 3.
Whoa, Francis got a 3?
I rolled a 1 on my D12 and a 2 on my D6.
Wow.
10.
Whoa, you get to go up a die.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I rolled the double 1.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
we had a
Thank
bad
you
night.
for that.
So don't you... No, you don't lose anything, but you do get... Wait, do we all get statuses since we rolled so poorly?
Yeah, so this is what I was going to say. You guys were woken up in the middle of the night and were disturbed by the skidding of roaches. I think I'll ask this of you. How does your night go after the roaches? Because obviously Alfred, just passed the fuck out.
I can talk about Pico. You know how if you're playing with a cat and you get them really riled up and they're kind of just bug-eyed and just jumping around and really skitterish? Pico's been that way the rest of the night, just ready to jump at anything.
Yeah, I think Musashi's one of those characters. It's or one of those people that once they wake up, they don't fall asleep easily, back asleep very easily. So he's probably didn't really sleep very well after that.
Francis, how are you feeling?
So I rolled a 3, so I guess I looked it up. I was curious. I don't actually get a status.
No.
But emotionally, I have a status, and that status is squicked out. I mean, pigs aren't exactly clean creatures, and Francis isn't normally the gross type, but I think his time with the beaver folk have given him a sort of realization that maybe it is gross to sleep in a super dirty place in the muck and the mire. He didn't even try to go back to sleep. He's just standing sitting in the tent, just thinking about how those poor people can live like that and not even care. And yeah, that's all he's been doing.
Just restless. So for a character's condition that is 2, so Musashi, you're feeling run down and out of sorts. The player must choose one of the following status effects to affect their character: injury, poison, exhaustion, or muddled. And that means if you choose... This has happened to you before, I believe.
It has, yep.
This is not a new situation for Musashi. So because basically injury means your dex is reduced by 1 die size. Poison means your strength is reduced by 1 die size. Sickness, all 4 stats are reduced by 1 die size. Exhaustion, your spirit is reduced by 1 die. Muddled.
I'm gonna say he's exhausted. It's just...
Yeah.
I'm just going to pick exhaustion because it makes sense to me.
Yeah. I think condition is probably one of the weirdest Ryutama mechanics for me to keep in my mind, because it's like when you get like a status effect, right? Like I want to give both Pico and Francis the status effect of exhaustion 6. So if I give you guys both exhaustion 6 right now, if you rolled a 6 tomorrow, you guys would take the true exhaustion status effect. Does that make sense?
So if our condition was higher than 6, we would not be affected by exhaust 6, but since it's lower, we take the negative effects. I don't think tomorrow has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I think that's recovering from a status ailment.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like if we get it, and then the next day we try to...
Yes. So basically tomorrow is for Musashi. He has to be able to recover from his exhaustion. He has to roll higher than a 4. Because I'm going to give you exhaustion 4. Okay. I think we got that.
So what stat doesn't exhaustion?
Spirit. It says spirit, yeah. And I think Musashi is your leader, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, the day has begun. The sun is rising. It sparkles. The light of the sun sparkles off the dew. It's a great day for Ulfrid, who increased which die?
Spirit.
Great.
And that's from a 6 to an 8.
All right, Leader Musashi.
We press forward, he says, as he has less pep in his step than normal. And he's just like, eh. Normally he's kind of in a march. Now he's just like, eh. You know the feeling. It's like,
Maybe we need to like tie you down to the chocobo. Trademark free chocobo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tie you to the chocobo.
Have we talked about just skipping Oscarton, like as a party?
Yeah.
I know we did out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Musashi's totally avoiding Oscarton.
Honestly, that's probably why Ulfrid is so psyched he doesn't have to go back there.
Just knowing, oh yes, I can sleep well knowing we
Free
will
and
not
clear.
be going back there.
Yep.
I want to say because of Musashi's exhaustion, he's not even wanting to talk about it. He just starts walking around Oscarton going the other way. And he says, I don't know about the rest of you, but I just want to go.
I kind of feel like it's one of those things where after Pico's encounter, we all just kind of look at each other
Yeah.
and we don't even have to say anything. We're just
Yeah.
like, we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Musashi's too exhausted to debate about it too. And he's just like, oh, I hate this place.
You're the leader. You made the call. We will. Well, I mean, I will follow.
What's that scene from Monty Python where it's just like, let's just not go there. It's a silly place or something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. They were thinking about going to Camelot, and they're like, oh, let's not go there. Tis a silly place.
Yeah.
Tis a silly
Let's not go
place.
to Oscarton. It's a dirty place.
Yeah.
All right, well, you troop off, pack up your tents and get your chocobo, your legally distinct chocobo, packed up, and head off into the woods. It is still very much like Pacific Northwest kinds of, big coniferous trees and ferns growing everywhere. And you know that it's a 3-day travel going to the west, and you must make your travel checks. It is a deep forest, which is 10, and then it is a foggy, foggy morning. So +1, so your travel check is 11.
For the purpose of terrain specialties, is deep forest different than forest?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Let me take a quick.
I would believe it.
Woods is different than deep forest.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I wrote down forest, but I think what I probably meant was wood.
What's the terrain level?
It is a level 3.
Okay, good. Then I get some bonus from the extendo staff.
Can you you can't concentrate on a travel check, right?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Oh, cool. I'm not doing anything with this MP. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure you can concentrate.
I already rolled my
Because it
dice,
makes
so-
sense. You can't concentrate on a condition check, but you can concentrate on everything else.
My travel check is an 8.
Uh-oh.
Actually,
My travel check is a 6.
I was like, oh man, I did really well, and then I realized I rolled a D20 instead of a D12. So give me a sec.
Okay.
It's not going to be good, trust me.
I got an 11 with that +1 from concentrating.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, coming in clutch.
9.
This is a really tough one.
It is.
It
I'm
is
Glad I didn't
legit-
concentrate because that wouldn't have helped.
Yeah.
I was like, I got 2 D10. I'll be fine, but I still rolled only a 6. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
For me, concentrating takes my 17 MP down to an 8, and it's like, that's not really that different. It's fine.
All right. Well, all of you except for Francis will be taking your HP is half. The woods that you're traveling through is not a very well traversed area. So there is like a path, but it is very slippery. If you're not used to walking in deep forest, so there's lots of roots, lots of fallen branches. There's also the mist. It's misty and foggy, so your line of sight is not very far out.
Because what I was going to say for Musashi is he's already exhausted and he's only got one eye. So, like, everything in his blind spot, like, he's just, like, branches are, like, hitting him in the face and stuff. He's just walking into stuff. And then it's, like, it's comical to watch him fumble and just get hurt by things that would normally not hurt somebody. Or it's just like, oh no, I got hit by a twig. Oh no, there's a rock underneath this mud that I slipped on. Oh no, my face got, I just fell into some more mud and now my mouth is full of mud. And then like I spit and then like, you know, because he lost 18 hit points essentially. So it's just like, what the heck? And then he tries to stand up, and as he stands up, he like hits a rake someone left there, and it like hits him in the face. You know,
Classic.
it just builds up, and it's like, are you okay? Like,
Yeah, it was killing me because I could see it so clearly in this like forest in Musashi in his
like that
nice merchant outfit, you know.
it's like that scene in The Naked Gun with
I was going to say
O.J. Simpson's character where he gets shot, and then he's like trying to lean on stuff, but there's like wet paint, there's a hot stove, there's just like all these things are like, man, what are the odds, you know?
Musashi is such an indoor dog.
For real.
Hi, I'm Josh, and I run an actual play podcast that I'd like you to check out. I'm using the Godbound system, and I create a sandbox-style game in a large city called Moxbury. All of the player characters are evil, and I think that this really creates an interesting narrative because...
Nobody cares! I, Azrael, had to reconfigure reality to become the evil saint of Palor. Now I plan to overthrow the government of Moxbury and amass followers. Then I will become...
You wouldn't know the first thing about reconfiguring reality. I did it, not you. I, Milana, want no part of your feeble plans. When my plan comes to fruition, all of Moxbury will become my undead army, with them at my command.
They have to be dead before they become undead. I'm going to silence this entire city and prove myself. Prove Gerlach worthy of the goddess of the void.
No! Leave the monsters. I, Nuak Godslayer, will raise an army of monsters. They will overthrow our human leaders and live free. And I will be there.
Will all you quit your bickering and shut your faces? I, Brimstone, hear enough voices in my head without all of you talking over each other. All I want to do is kill the wizard Shalazar. It doesn't sound too difficult, does it?
If I have my way, it will be. Check out Tales from Moxbury wherever you find your podcasts or geekspective.com.
I would say for Pico or Alfred, who wants to go next?
I think Pico's just tripping on stuff a lot and falling onto pine cones. And it just keeps on happening. He's just so tired from not sleeping or just being on edge all night. Just normally he's really spry, but just not today. Just lots of pine cones to the face.
Ulfred is still feeling the adrenaline of the escape, and I think he's not completely focused on where he's walking.
Mm.
And then in sharp contrast, you have Francis.
I think Francis, he's basically doing a death march, like a trudge. Like, he's fully just does not care about anything around him.
Wow.
And it is working out wonders for him. Like, his eyes are pretty much closed. Instead of, like, woods, like, you know, like, for Musashi, like, he would like run into a branch and it would spring back and smack him in the face just to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
Francis just breaks it, and it's like the Juggernaut walking through the wilderness.
Yeah.
In my
Steps
mind,
on the rake
I
and
just,
crushes it.
yeah, just incinerates the rake.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yes,
just
that
imagine
is
imagining such a like serene pig boy who is just like walking through this forest, just transcendent. Okay, so Pico, you're the mapper, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you have to see through all your pine cone falling and catching them with your face. Can you point us in the right direction to Glossyvale?
Okay. So can I concentrate on this one? I always forget.
I think so. I think you can concentrate on all of your travel checks except for condition stuff.
Okay. I'm going to concentrate on this one and go down to 14.
Why can't I concentrate on relaxing?
And then if anyone wants to help as we're trudging through the most dangerous forest in the game.
I can help.
Yeah, please, not me.
Sweet.
I got a +1 to one of those checks. What is this, direction?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
12.
Sweet. So we have a total of 10 on this.
Okay, great. So then perfect. Wait, because this is still the terrain.
Still 11?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is how I see
The woods
this,
are changing.
Going. A 10's not too far away, so it's not like you get like super lost. I think you, Pico. Is there if I take narrative control a little bit right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
because this is about directions and I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how I see this going with your 10. Pico, you are looking at your map. You are coordinating with your compass. Ulfred is helping you. You're pointing out. You're kind of walking together. And then I think Pico might just fall and maybe just like a little bit distracted. You get turned around a little bit and then you keep going in a different direction. So as you're walking through, you guys enter into an area in the forest where the mist and fog seems to be pretty dense. Okay. Francis, I think I would like for you, since you are the in-tune nature person and has done well with your travel check, could you give me a perception or sense?
Sure. That'd be Dexent.
Depends on what you like to do. I would do sense, which is int spirit.
That sounds better.
Because that's like feeling out the forest, sensing it.
I got a 5.
Oh yeah, this clearing feels nice.
Nothing mysterious at all.
Seems fine.
Seems fine. Prance right on in.
Yeah, full head of steam.
Okay, so Francis,
she has a devious look.
I'm trying to like narrowly how do I do this? Francis, as you keep walking forward into this clearing area, you brush up. You can like almost feel that there is something in the mist. Like you walk into an area, into a cloud as you're trying to like get your way through this clearing, and you can feel something pushing against your. It's like when you walk into like a cobweb, right? Like it's like, oh God, oh what? It's all over me.
Oh my God, we're in a Stephen King book.
I think that's an apt description, because when you started describing things feeling like they're pushing on me, I think Francis is probably going to lose his shit a little bit and start flailing around, screaming.
Yeah, does anybody respond to Francis?
So yeah, I'm in the clearing and I'm just, get off me!
Yeah, I look at the map and I say, not this way, everybody. This is the wrong way.
Francis, as you're flailing around,
He's doing like windmills with his arms and like.
And as you're doing that, Francis, you're feeling like more and more of these like tendrils of like thin cobweb ropes just like wrapping up into your arms, and you're like shaking and filling around. Who's paying attention?
I think Musashi's paying attention.
Somebody, anybody, help me!
I guess I'll try to help him. Like I'll like get close to him and like stop swinging your arms, stop swinging your arms, and I'm trying to see what his arms are getting tangled up in if I can. Like I'm like,
yeah.
Obviously he's way taller than me, so I'm like trying to like feel out what it is with like his sword still in the, you know, like using it as a stick to like reach to see what's going on up there.
Yeah, when Musashi says that, Francis stops like mid windmill, and so his hands are like he's got like one hand up above his head and the other like splayed out at the side.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like he's just holding a pose.
I'll see if I can see what's going on. Like since the
I don't think I'm gonna make you roll for this because you can clearly see where Francis is at, and if you're using the stick of if you're using your sword to like poke around at, your sword like feels out from like Francis's arm, and you can feel like there is a tension, like a rope like tension. Okay. And as you're like poking at it and feeling it, out of the mist near the tip of your sword coming down this rope spider web is a really fluffy, pretty big size. You guys will remember this like the chubbies back in last Book of Spring, the golf ball size, but this is like a softball size. Yeah. Fuzzy spider calling down towards the tip of your sword. It stops and looks at Musashi.
I chop at it. It's a spider.
Goes, oh! And it jumps and it lands on Francis, on top of Francis's head.
Oh God, that's bad.
Is he hurting?
It's poisonous.
Or is he just freaked out?
I think freaked out is more accurate. Okay. This is not. Yeah, I don't think Francis realizes it's on his head at first. Mm-hmm. There's like that delay. Like this can't be happening. This isn't. No, that's not really there.
Denial.
And as he goes through the 5 stages of grief, he reaches acceptance and decides the only response is to jump up and start headbutting the ground to try to get the spider off. So he's basically pile drivering himself into the ground.
Mm-hmm. And it's holding on, like I can see the spider like grasping. It's like the 6 of its legs are flying back. It goes, no, hold still, you're my food.
Yeah. Francis is gonna get on the ground. He's gonna do a jumping headbutt, and he's gonna start like stop, drop, and rolling.
Is your intent to squish the spider?
Yeah, pretty much.
It just said it wanted to eat. It just said it wanted to eat.
I mean, let's be honest. If a spider jumped on me in real life, I would probably squish it. And I like spiders, but also giant spiders that already said in.
You're my food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. No. Yeah. The minute that so Francis, you start rolling around the ground, and there's tiny like cries of the spider going, no, oh no, as you're rolling around on top of it. I would like to know what Pico and Ulfred are doing right now. Just watching it fold out.
As you're watching Francis, he's screaming, "You get what you get! Get off of me!"
So I have a fire starter set.
Yes.
I'd like to get a stick and make a little torch. I think it might come in handy right now.
Sure. Yeah, you could light it. The camera pans to Pico. All of a sudden, you see like below his face light. And then a fire. He has a torch.
I don't like this mist. It's hard to tell what the difference between the mist and the cobwebs are.
Ulfred, any reaction?
I want to cast Grateful Scarecrow, which diverts attention. A scarecrow appears and draws an enemy's attacks. Target has a 50% chance of targeting the dummy scarecrow with all magic attacks and special attacks. Area attacks are not affected. Though
Okay,
the dummy is
okay.
virtually indestructible, if hit with a fire attack, it becomes a flaming scarecrow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and just roll what your magic check is supposed to be. I can't remember what it is.
don't
Basically, if
remember.
it's not a 2, you're fine. It happens. I can't remember how magic works.
Chris, which ones are the magic?
It is int spirit, and you're looking to not get a fumble. As long as you don't fumble, you successfully cast it.
I did not fumble.
And then you take away whatever the MP was to cast that. And I think we described that the way Ulfred casts magic is like the writing on a piece of paper and throwing it
Yeah,
like
he writes like a
seal.
Japanese seal.
And throws it. So the way that I see this happening is Francis is rolling around the ground. At one point, you get it so that you have pinned the spider and it goes, ugh! And doesn't move. At this point, Ulfred has cast a spell and like basically thrown this scarecrow into the midst of the mist, and you can kind of see that it like hits something and starts to like vibrate as it's like settling down into the mist. And for the purposes of the camera, you can also start to see some more at least fuzzy big little baby spiders coming down to the scarecrow. All right.
I think I need my club.
Yeah, I've got an idea, but I want to wait until more spiders are on the scarecrow.
Oh.
So
It's only specific to one target. I don't know if
I'm
going
gonna
to
count
follow
this.
the lead. Okay.
yeah, I'm counting this as
This
like
is-
they're a mob.
This is
Okay.
swarm rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon specifically didn't ask for a swarm, but I'm saying 3 to 4 spiders is not a swarm.
That's fair, I guess.
And they have a 50% chance of going for the scarecrow instead of the real thing.
Yeah. So Francis, you're out of the web because you've been rolling around on the ground. Musashi, you are also standing here now. Did you want to do anything?
I draw my blade. Like earlier, I was using it with its sheath on to like, test the waters to just poke safely. But now that I know that more of the insects, it's like Musashi's still exhausted, remembering last night, bugs. He's like, insects, and he just unsheaths his sword, ready to like chop down whatever creepy crawly crosses his path. Although
Sure.
I can't really see well in this mist, and I think for positioning's sake, I think Francis has got one pinned, or is
Francis has crushed one.
Francis has crushed one.
And there's like 3 more coming down to the scarecrow. Behind you, you can see the glow of red and Pico's face being cast shadow, like where he's very devious looking. And there's a scarecrow now, like settling into this mist area.
Okay. Who's that stranger that showed up in the middle of nowhere? I can't. It's so misty out here. I didn't know we had another party member. Mistaking the scarecrow.
I am amazed Musashi is alive.
Yeah, same here. Musashi's somehow a lucky unlucky dog.
Just
like still
head
alive but
empty
unlucky.
all the time.
Yes. his int and spirit are 4 right now, both of them. So it's not like he can get any lower. It kind of looks like they have a plan, though, so I think I'll leave them to it.
Okay.
But I will be prepared for to roll initiative if that ever comes to pass.
Yeah, this is just a small side encounter, so I wasn't really going to go into initiative to do actual... This can be all just very narrative-driven. So, like, if you guys want to take care of these 3 spiders coming down onto the scarecrow, by all means, Pico, you look ready.
Yeah, so Pico's shot at this kind of type of scarecrow a lot. In the middle of the night when you see like military camps that have a bunch of training dummies set up. Pico's kind of used those to train himself to use a bow and arrow. So he's going to use the torch to create a flaming arrow, and he's gonna shoot that scarecrow.
Roll me whatever that is for your weapon. I think it's Dex Int for a crossbow or bow and arrow.
It is index.
-2.
Yeah, -2. Yeah.
So this will pretty much be Dexant +1 to cancel out the concentrate. All right, here we go. Shooting arrows into the mist.
You got it.
Can I cast
I got a
him?
10.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh,
I was going to give you
sorry.
+1 accuracy.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
Definitely use
But if
that
you
for
got
the
it.
future.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 10. Yes, because it was going to be just difficult, which I think
Oh,
is
no,
like a
I
9.
got a 12, sorry.
Dang. Yeah. So you rear back, you pull back, and you let loose your flaming arrow, and it hits the scarecrow that Ulford summoned. And you said these are used to be flaming, right? Like they are specifically, the scarecrow was supposed to catch fire, that you can use it for that. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you see the scarecrow just quickly burst into flames, and where it was caught in the web, you see almost instantaneously like sparks go off these webs and like start to burn up, and the spiders basically go, oh shit, and then react as fast as they can and try and get away from this burning. So yeah, Musashi, even you start to see like through the mist, like the trail of webs just being caught and on fire.
Good.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening. If you've been enjoying Shapeshift, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help the show out. Shapeshift is a part of the Geekspective Network, where I host and co-host a lot of other cool shows. You can get information about the Geekspective shows by either following the Geekspective Twitter, that's @Geekspective, or going to the website at geekspective.com. This episode was edited by Rudy Basso. You can find him on Twitter @Rudy Basso. That's RUDYBASSO. Thanks, Rudy.